Alright guys, let's go ahead and do a video for Pisces. Pisces or Pisces cross-watcher. How many times have you guys romantically, for whoever this is for, because this is not going to be a message for everybody, but how many times have you guys had to start over, romantically speaking? Either with the same person, have the same arguments over and over again, the same conversations, the same type things that get brought up, or period in general with different people. How many startovers have you had in love? Because do you know how many times I've had to try to do this video? A lot. And I think there's no mistake. I'm here to make no mistake about it. Yeah, there's no coincidence here. This is part of it, but woo! That's what I get. Some of you, somebody here, or someone connected to you, if this isn't actually your message, maybe it's reverse. A person coming into your life, they've had a lot of startovers in love. Probably was like a serial dater at one point. Whether or not they've been single for a while now, I don't know. Or this is somebody connected to you somehow, maybe not romantically, but they have had a lot of startovers. Could be a sibling of yours, a friend of yours, whatever. Anyway, someone here, whether you or another, if this is reversed, just can't seem to get it right. It's almost like that. Can't seem to get it right. At least a person themselves would see it this way. I just can't seem to get it right. I just can't seem to focus. I just can't seem to, like, maybe if it's a relationship ongoing, someone may think this. I don't know if they share this, but someone may think, whether you or another, if you're in a relationship, may be thinking, I can't seem to ever make them happy. I can't seem to ever get it right, no matter how much I do, no matter how much blah, blah, blah. They always bring up the past, or they're always mad about something, or they're never quite content, or I never do something right. Or if it's a single here, it's like I just literally can't get it right. Love in general. Feel ya. That's when I realized that it just wasn't for me. You know, I was like, it just ain't for me. Not love, but relationships and all that, at least for now. I'm open in the future, you know, obviously. I'm open to whatever. But now, hell no. Hell no. It's just, you know, sometimes you realize, but just, you can't get it right. Maybe what you're trying to get right is not right for you. Whoever this message is for, there is a person you see as incompatible with you. At least I'm going to read it how I wrote it, but please remember you can reverse this. It may not even be your message directly. It could be, again, someone connected to you that they're realizing they're not compatible with another person. Okay. Whether the person is not compatible with you, period, they're not compatible with probably a lifestyle that you have, or maybe even compatible with you because of your family or their family. So there's so many ways that could resonate. Like, let's say you start seeing someone, but then you start realizing, okay, maybe they're not compatible with me because maybe you like camping and this person hates fucking bugs. And I mean hates it, but maybe you love camping because it's in your bones. Maybe your dad always took you. Now that's not for everybody, but it's just coming to me in the top of my head. Maybe you're really into sports and this person fucking hates sports. I mean, I'm not saying any of these are actual make or breaks. Opposites can attract and often do. But this would be something where, in this scenario, it may be for you kind of like, I don't want to even have to deal with that. Maybe somebody's really religious and the other one is atheist. Maybe someone's very superstitious and another person does all the things that makes the superstitious person very upset. Maybe one person's very cleanly, very organized, OCD perhaps, and another person is like, don't give a fuck, you know. So that's gonna be a problem here, you know. Maybe one person wants children or wants more children and another person doesn't want children at all. That's gonna be a problem. Maybe one person here wants to get married and another person does not want to get married at all or ever again. So there's something here that's causing you to see another person as not compatible. It could be their family. Maybe in being with a person you would have to change who you are. You'd have to be, I've been with people like that, and I was willing to change who I was, but it didn't work out because I was being completely untrue to myself. I had to try to like make them happy to be with that person, not be myself around them, not be vulgar, not cuss. Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? There's something here that somebody is mature enough to see now in life, like when something isn't compatible, they see it pretty soon on and is like, it just is what it is. Whether or not you even have to get involved with somebody, some of you can pick it up real quick whether or not someone's going to be compatible with you or not, you know. Maybe someone shows interest in you and for a minute you're kind of like, oh, you know. But something just, maybe it's just your own gut tells you and you don't know any specifics, but your gut is like, no, we're not compatible. Our energy alone. You can tell when your energy isn't a match for someone. It's like, it's just not a match. maybe somebody's really outgoing here, like really a social butterfly, and another person's very introverted. And it's like very introverted. Like, no, I don't want that. But I don't want you to. The thing is, it wouldn't even be fair because I would feel like this. I would immediately quit, like cut it off with somebody. I wouldn't even entertain it anymore if I realized somebody wasn't compatible and I wasn't compatible for them, because it's not fair to that person and it's not fair to myself. Period. You know, it'll be a waste of my time and a fucking waste of theirs. Why do it? Why? Okay. There might be very well another person that some of you are more compatible with. Perhaps some of you had a few choices here, or you will if this is foreshadowing, or if this isn't your message, somebody on the outside of you may be actually interested in someone else. Perhaps you're that someone else and they're not interested in whoever is over here or whoever they're with, maybe even. Ooh, I don't know. But either way, I get that as well. It's just that whether or not there is somebody who's compatible, there's clearly someone here that you see as not compatible. If it's an ex, I don't get that strongly here, but if it is an ex type thing, some of you do not want an ex back, period. You realize the person is not compatible with you. Maybe they were compatible when you were the person you were when you were with them. But you're not that person anymore, are you? The person is dead. Like Taylor Swift says. I don't remember what she says, but something about like, hello, something, she's dead. I don't know. Like, you don't even recognize yourself from the former you. You've completely changed. If not, the person on your mind that's going through this somehow connected to you, completely changed. Someone here is entirely different than the person that other people once knew. Maybe the humor's still there. Maybe the charisma is still there. Like, you know, but no, a lot is different now. And especially how someone leads their life and what they're willing to put up with and what they're not willing to put up with, and the people they're willing to have in their life and the people they're not. And I feel like you know very much what you want now, and you certainly know what you don't want, and you're clear on that. And I just think that you know somebody is not for you. Yeah. Now let's hope this isn't a situation here where anybody rushed into anything or ends up rushing into anything. I've also done this. I'm only throwing it in here because it's coming to mind, so it's got to be for somebody. You know, sometimes we can rush into things and then we realize after we've already like married the person after like 6 months, or we're already carrying their child, that we're like, oh, I don't really think that this person is cohesive with me, or I'm going to be like with them forever now. I really don't know if I should do this. But then it's like, oh damn, I already did this. You know what I mean? Making like permanent decisions for temporary emotions. And sometimes we can do that. So I don't know. I'm getting that here. But I think this person knows how you feel. Whoever this is that knows that, whether it's the ex or it's a new person or it's someone in general that feels like you're not even interested in them, you won't even give them the time of day. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with this person. I'll just say this. Everybody has someone that would at least be into them and attracted to them. I clearly see that. I've seen that clearly. Everybody has like similarities, like shares like-mindedness with somebody on this planet. So there's that kindred spirits. But maybe you just don't see a particular individual as somebody who would be a good match with you, a good fit with you. And I'm telling you, they know it. Oh, they know it. And it, you know, sucks. So, for anyone in a relationship, your person either feels like you've both chosen to work on some things and stay together, yet deep down in their heart, they feel like you no longer love them. Oh, yeah, I did get that. So, like, if you guys, for anyone here who's in a relationship where it's like, well, yeah, we've had problems, there's been infidelity or there's been lying or whatever, we've just had problems, whatever the problems are. Don't say it's infidelity if it's not, so don't worry, guys. If it's not that, then don't make that something it is when it's not. Whatever the problems have been, maybe it's like we've been working on our marriage, or we've been working on the relationship, but deep down one of the partners feels, whether they're verbalizing this or not, like, I still feel like even though we're working on this, my partner isn't as in love with me as they used to be. I can't knock that feeling. So I get that. Then I get, or maybe someone here who has a partner, someone in a relationship actually feels they're losing their partner. Like they actually feel they're losing them. This is probably leading up to the arguments and the big blow-ups or whatever's about to happen. It's only a matter of time before this person plans their escape, if they haven't already. That's what someone feels. So if there isn't a relationship here where it's like we're working on things, we've been working on our problems and stuff, and we're not going to leave each other, but deep down, even though we're not going to leave each other, I still feel like my person doesn't really genuinely love me. Like they love me, but they're not in love with me. Or it's somebody here with someone who's like, I feel like my person is planning on leaving me. So I got that. If you're single, someone feels you either are no longer really interested in them, like maybe you've lost interest in someone and they can tell, they can literally feel it. When you unplug, it's like radio silence. I mean, like your energy is really intoxicating. So when you emotionally unplug from someone, they feel that. They really feel that, and I think someone's really feeling that here with you, a distance from you. They may feel you are avoiding just telling them the brutal truth, like just saying I'm not attracted to you, or we're not compatible, or I did really love you, but you're really not the one for me. I mean, they may feel like, whether or not you are avoiding, they may feel like you are. Somebody here feels like that. It could be reversed. Someone's ex could feel like that here. Like, I feel like they just avoided me and just didn't say anything to me instead of telling me they don't see me as their person. But that may not be the truth, though. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's different, so that may not actually be the truth. Maybe someone does love someone here. You can love somebody and know you're not compatible. Sure. I've definitely loved people, and I've known that I'm not compatible for them and they're not compatible for me. So, you know, there's that. For those in relationships, same thing. They may feel they're just not telling them what they actually want to say. Like, I'm not in love with you anymore. Or I love you, but I really feel like I'm bored with you. I mean, most people don't say that. Most people would not say that. But why? If that's the truth, and it's our partner, that's who we should be able to be honest with. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not that easy, you know. For those where this is an ex, you may be entirely over them. Yeah, we covered all this. Basically, it was just, but I'll say it again. You may be entirely over them and feel nothing whatsoever, and they know that. They know that you want nothing to do with them. So even if there's an ex that wants you guys back, you may want nothing to do with them. Not because you didn't love them, maybe some of you, but some of you may have very well loved this person. You may still love them, vice versa. But it's like, we're not compatible. I'm going to throw this out here. Sometimes when you're on a spiritual journey, you end up, not always, but you end up cutting off a lot of people. You do. You shed a lot of skin, and some of it is people, a part of that. People from your past, people you used to hang out with in school, and sometimes even like your social medias and things like that, which people from the past tend to be attached to. And let's say there's a few people from the past that you're still very much connected to, and they're also changing in their own way and growing alongside you. You're both growing. But you get to a point where you end up having to cut them off as well, because they still are highly connected to the people from the past that you don't want any connection to. Like, let's say you stop hanging out with the people from high school, and maybe people are still conversating and still on each other's Facebooks and things like that, and maybe you just want no part of that. And a person that you are very fond of, you may even love, you care about in whatever way, I don't know, they still are closely enough connected to those individuals, and you want no part of it. Maybe these are people who never actually have really changed. They're all like they're still in high school, or maybe still thinking you're the same, because they can't fathom that people come to this planet to change and evolve, because they haven't done much of it. So they can't imagine that you have. So these are people who can't accept the change in you, and why would you want to be around somebody like that or people like that? Why? For the sake of having friends, numbers, quantity? I think not. You'll ride solo and alone, and a lot of you have, and you've shed a lot of people, and therefore probably been labeled because of it as someone who thinks they're better than people, all because you don't want to be a part of the posse you were once a part of before. You want nothing to do with it. You don't identify with that life anymore. Again, I repeat, you've killed that side of you. Not actually, but you've killed that side of you. You're completely different now. The butterfly never goes back to being the caterpillar. You were the caterpillar when you knew these people. You are now the butterfly. You're not better. You're transformed. That's it. And so if they think they're sad or upset or angry with you by you moving forward in your life, it would be nice and would probably benefit them to understand the pain that you had to go through to even leave those people behind that you didn't want to leave behind. But you had to, because they were connected to people that you knew you could no longer be connected to. That's painful. But people don't see what the butterfly goes through. They only see that the butterfly transformed. They don't see the pain that went on in the cocoon. They don't see that that butterfly had to be alone for a long, long time. There's no other fucking butterflies or caterpillars in that cocoon, in that one cocoon, or whatever, having this transformation. The butterfly is on their fucking own. It's a solo journey in this bitch-ass planet. And so really, when we go through that, and the dark nights of the soul and all this, and the Kundalini awakening, and the awakenings period, because we have so many, and whatever you want to call it, a lot of times when we get to the other side of it, the people who feel left out, or the people who see our progression, want to rip us back down and hold us back and put weights on our feet because they're upset. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they do it, but what they don't understand is the pain that you had to go through to get to where you are right now. And yes, there were some people who never caused you harm, who never wanted anything bad to happen to you and never wanted to hold you back, that are going to get hurt in the process, or did, and ultimately side with the people who you initially wanted to get away from. And the reason they end up doing that is because in their mind, they're thinking you betrayed them. But it's either betray them, betray you by staying around. I'm hearing betray you. The never-ending story. Yeah, exactly. You're not stuck on a loop anymore. The never-ending story of, you know, sometimes it's a good sign that we can have the same friends forever. Like, you know, sometimes you'll hear people say, I've been friends with them for 30, 40 years. Sometimes that's a good sign. That's like, wow, two people really grew together in this life, because sometimes you have friendships like that. They're very rare. I believe they're rare. But I've seen it happen. But it's rare. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case. What it is people who haven't grown at all, and they're just stuck on a fucking loop. It's the never-ending story. It's not that we've been best friends forever. It's that neither one of us have actually really transformed, and we're just going in circles. How many secrets are we holding for each other? Are we actually enabling one another? Are we actually growing? Or do we just think that we're growing because we're gaining a whole lot of monetary things on this planet? Or have we spiritually grown at all? Are we different than we were when we went to school? Or are we still the same little gossiping sons of bitches? You know what I'm saying? Are we still the little rumor spreading motherfuckers? Are we still the, have you heard about so-and-so? And it's like, damn, we're still doing that? Aren't we in our fucking 40s now, damn near? You know what I mean? Wow. This is a message. You know, I mean, people think that because we get older, we grow up. Like, the kids always tell me, too, like, kids are so mean, Mom, you know? And I'm like, adults are, too. They're no different. You think that they're worse. They're worse. 10 times worse. Yeah, kids are awful, but adults are 10 times worse. Adults are just seasoned bullies, seasoned assholes. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. There's some fucked up people. Real fucked up people on this planet. And some of them, they never grow out of it. And some of them, you would think that on the outside, these are people who would never, you know, because there's like so many of them. The reason there's so many of them is because people that dare to be different and defy gravity, like Wicked, they're rare. People like Elphaba from Wicked are rare. It's everyone else posseing up together and grouping up together who are very common. And they cast you out like a leper, like evil, wicked. They laugh, they mock, all because initially you realized the incompatibility to your soul's evolution, being connected to certain individuals and certain lifestyles, lifestyle habits. So you changed, you transformed, and you were willing to go through that pain because it's painful. They choose their side, you chose yours. Some of you even made enemies unintentionally by choosing the right path for yourself, by choosing you over choosing a group of people. They're stuck on a loop of a never-ending story. So anyway, this is a message for Pisces, Pisces cross-watcher, or maybe someone connected to you on the outside of you who realizes that very quickly off the bat that something is incompatible when it comes to, well, anything really, friendships, romance, and perhaps other people really are having a hard time understanding or accepting your process and your decision, or they will. This could be foreshadowing. Yeah. That's okay. It comes with the territory. You don't get that a lot. It's going to be very common in every other area of your life as well. It'll be very similar like this, where you decide something isn't a good match for you, a good fit for you, and you'll offend somebody, you'll upset someone, they will be, like, how dare you be different? How dare you be different? How dare you to defy gravity? Some of you are outcast, like you really are the outcast. Yeah, I love the outcast. The outcasts are my favorite people, well, because I am one, but I love the outcast. I always have loved the outcast. It's the popular ones, and the ones who fit in are the ones who make my stomach turn. I like the ones who defy gravity. I like the people who aren't afraid to be alone and go through the pain that they need to go through to elevate themselves. I like the people who are different and who aren't afraid to be made fun of or talk shit about and gossiped about and rumored about because they dare to be different. Or they dare to be somebody, period, and not a carbon copy of their friend or their neighbor or their family member. It's like, this is my life. It's my journey, my process. So thank you guys for being here with me, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.